Hi guys, welcome back to Garage Gossip. My name is Mara and I'm your host. I am excited for today's episode. I don't actually have that much to talk about because I talked about everything that happened in the winter break while I was gone last episode. And then in the past week, not that much happened. I've written some things down, but we shall see how this episode turns out. I hope you are excited. Let's jump straight into it. Let's just continue with my usual way I do it, divided in Formula One and feeder series stuff. And let's start with Formula One. The first thing I wrote down is F175 Live is this month. What do you mean? What? It's the 18th of February. I thought it was later in the month, but it's not, because obviously it's not, because we also have preseason testing this month, which is from the 26th till the 28th of February. So F175 Live had to be before that, obviously. And I don't know what to expect from it, because the tickets disaster, I haven't forgotten that. But yeah, I don't know. Because a lot of teams are also doing their own car launch still. I've seen Williams has a date, Ferrari has a date. I think there's all the other teams that also have a date. So I'm just what are they gonna show on the F175 Live show that they haven't showed on their solo launch? You get what I mean? I don't know what to expect. I've seen the podium, and I've also seen a TikTok on this. And it says if I don't see the drivers strutting down this runway, showing off their race suits, I don't want it. And that's exactly what I also want. I need to see the drivers strutting down that runway, because it's a long freaking runway podium. I need to see the drivers just strutting down. I can picture Lando doing it. I can picture Carlos doing it just together with Lando. But there's also drivers that I don't see doing it, like Fernando Alonso, Max Verstappen. I don't see them doing that, But yeah, it was just crazy. I saw it on F1 on the WhatsApp broadcast. I got a notification of it saying F175 Live is this month, and it was what? What do you mean? I totally forgot. I'm sorry. It just, after the ticket disaster, I was just not. I did not think about it. Yeah, yeah. It's, I don't know. I'm excited for it, because that means that we're finally getting back into the season. But I'm also a little bit scared, because I don't know what to expect, and I think we're gonna be disappointed. Yeah, because I think a lot of sponsors are gonna talk. I don't think that many the drivers will be there, but I don't think we'll actually hear them talk. Maybe Max, because he's reigning world champion, and maybe the McLaren boys, or Zach Brown or Andrea Stella, because McLaren is the reigning team champion. Because other than that, I don't think we're gonna hear anybody else talk, really. I don't know what to expect. I don't know. It's just, we've never had this before, and all the team car launches are usually so different every single year that I just don't know what to expect. So I'm just kind of leaving it out in the open and just waiting for it to happen, so that I finally know what is it that we're gonna get. Because I can't imagine them showing off every single livery of the 10 cars. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird. Anyway, moving on. Something fun, actually. Kimi Antonelli passed his driving test, and I think we've seen all of this on Instagram already. But I just had to talk about it, because, like I said, nothing really happened the past week except for Kimi passing his driving test. I'm proud of him. I actually don't know if he passed only his theory or also his practical exam, because in Belgium you're not allowed to do your practical exam until you've turned 18. Or maybe Kimi is 18. Actually, I know he's a year younger than me, and I'm 19 now, so Kimi is 18. Wait, we have to Google this, because I'm actually confused. How old is Kimi Antonelli. He is 18. His birthday is on the 25th of August, 2006. So he is 18. I thought he was only 17 yet. So then he probably also passed his practical test. Well, yeah, I'm still trying. I have mine planned, like I said last episode. But yeah, no, I don't know. I hope I pass. If Kimi pass, I think I can do it as well, right? London Norris had to do it twice. So I mean, I can do it right. If I can do it in the first try, if I pass it in the first try, I am a better driver than Lando Norris, and you will hear me talking about this forever and ever and ever. Something else, like I'm just throwing little news facts in here. We have a lot of new, well, a lot. I only have 2 examples. We have some new partnerships in F1, and the first one is Louis Vuitton, and actually I don't know what to expect from Louis Vuitton, because, like, in my knowledge, they only make like clothes and bags and shoes. So I don't know what to expect them to do in the F1 world, like, because the little post they put on Instagram to like launch the new partnership had Louis Vuitton logos all over the tires, and I was like, well, maybe tire blankets, but I don't know. Like, it's so weird. I really don't know what to expect. These days, Formula 1, I don't know what to expect. I just don't know. And then the second new partnership is, and I'm gonna mispronounce it, Tech Heuer. You know the watch brand with the green and the red logo? I'll put the logo up here. That one, they have taken over the partnership that F1 had with Rolex. So now, instead of seeing Rolex, everywhere in F1, we're gonna see Tech Heuer everywhere in F1. Because, and I'll put a screenshot of it here as well for the people that are watching this. If you go on the F1 app and you go to the races and you click on a random race, doesn't really matter. For me, it was Australia that I saw it. If you click on it, normally it had like with the Rolex logo next to how many days it was till that race. Now it has the Tech Heuer logo, and that's how I found out that we had a new sponsor. And I was like, this looks weird. This does not look right. Like, I mean, they sponsor Red Bull as well, I think. And I don't know if they will continue to sponsor Red Bull now that they also sponsor F1. Because actually, thinking about that is a little bit weird. Like, are there other... I think maybe there are other brands that does sponsor a team and also sponsor F1. Like, the whole F1. I don't know, actually. But it is a bit weird. Yes, Aramco, the oil brand, they sponsor Aston Martin, but I think they also sponsor F1. It's a bit weird, in my opinion, but I don't know. Like, who am I to judge, right? Who am I to judge? This episode feels so chaotic in my brain, but that may also be because literally I don't have any time. Actually, right now when I'm recording this, I need to go to school after this. Because school is starting again for me. Because I had my week's break. Well, actually, almost 2-week break. And now I have to go to school again. But I only have to go at like 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 1 p.m. Wow, this is kind of... Okay, my brain is not computing right now. It's just... it's not working. So if this episode does seem a bit chaotic, I'm sorry. It's just the fact that there's not any big news things to talk about, right? We just have like new sponsorships, Kimi passes driving test, F175 Live is this month, but nothing big. Like, I thought maybe we would get some like big news things from like testing in Barcelona, but the only thing that we've really gotten from testing in Barcelona is that Lewis Hamilton had a minor crash. And when I saw that, I think the first account I saw post about it was the Other Sport account. And they said Lewis Hamilton had a crash leaving out the word minor. So I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, is Lewis alright? Is Lewis alright? I was really concerned, like really concerned. But then I was scrolling a bit more, and then I came across the post of Sky Sports, I think, and they said Lewis Hamilton has a minor crash in Barcelona, and he is, and like in the how do you call it, caption, they put like Lewis is alright, the car has only a little bit of like minor damage, and I was like, okay, well that's great to hear. Lewis is fine. Like that's the only thing that I was worried about, and well, Lewis is fine. So yeah, what more can we want, right? I mean, other than Lewis not crashing, right? But I think he drove in the SF23, if I'm saying that name correctly. And that was not the best car to drive. Let's be honest, it was not a great car. It had a lot of problems. So, I mean, yeah, based on the car that he was driving, I think it's valid for him to have a minor crash. And then the other thing that we got from testing, and I think that was today or yesterday, new pics of color signs in the Williams, but just a few pictures of him in Williams driving, and I mean it's great to see. But other than that, literally nothing. Nothing. And I'm just like, guys, you can't let me sit on an empty stomach. Like, I need more. Because for some reason, and I talked about this in my last episode as well, for some reason, this winter break, it just feels so long. And I don't know why or how or what. You know, it just feels so long that I just can't remember my days with F1. Like, I can't remember my Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays spent on F1. I can't remember sitting down on my bed, usually, with my McLaren cap on, with my Williams cap on, with my Mercedes head on, all three at the same time, obviously, and just watching free practice, qualifying, the race. I can't remember. Like, what? What do you mean I used to spend my days watching F1? I can't remember it. Literally, nope. I'm also, by the way, quickly going to apologize if my voice sounds weird. That's because I'm starting to get sick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking through my, I'm talking through my nose right now, and I don't know if people in other countries also say that, but in Belgium we usually say that, like you're talking through your nose. I don't know why or how that works, but we say it a lot. So yeah, putting that in very quickly, if my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm starting to get sick. Like, I'd rather be sick now than a week ago, so it's okay. It's okay. That means I don't have to go to school, so I'm fine with it, really. Yeah, the very long F1 break. Like, I don't, where, when, what, I want F1 to be back, and like, on my phone, I have a little countdown of how many days it's left till the Australian Grand Prix on Friday, because that's the time we will see cars on track in an actual Grand Prix weekend. But it's still so long. There was a time that it was going down very quickly, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not that long anymore. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think it's like, what, 39 days maybe right now? 40 days? I don't know. Too long. Too damn long. Like, I just want cars on track again. And maybe it's because this season is a very anticipated season for me, because we have a lot of new drivers. We have a lot of my favorite drivers from previous seasons entering F1 now. And I'm just very excited to see those drivers finally get a chance in F1 and just prove that they deserve to be in that car. And also maybe because I have a slight hope that maybe Lando Norris might become world champion, and I did not say that. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. I did not say that because I don't want to jinx anything. Okay, I don't want to jinx it. So we're just gonna ignore that I said that. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for the upcoming season. Like, Oliver Behrman my favorite driver ever, okay? Yes, I need to acknowledge that as well. In my last episode, if you watched it on video, you could see a little guy hanging on my wall next to my bed. And I don't know if I move my camera right now, you can see it, but right there, yeah, you really can't see it that well, but right there is a little Oliver Behrman hanging next to my bed. Did I hang that there myself? Yes, I did. Did I print that out myself? Absolutely not. I mean, yes, okay, Ollie is quite attractive. We need to talk about that. Actually, we don't need to talk about that. But yeah, he is quite attractive. And so one of my friends, actually my best friend ever, she put his face on my birthday card envelope, and I had to pry that off because I did not want to, rip Ollie's head off his body. So I pried that off, and then I was like, what do I do with this now? And she said, hang it next to your bed on your wall. And I was like, okay, sure, fine. And I did. And now it has been hanging there for, I think, what is it? 3 months, almost 4 months. Yeah, I don't have an explanation for it. It's hanging there. And it's quite fun. Like, I also have a cardboard cutout of London Norris, so, I mean, I'm alright with it. People might think I'm crazy, but I'm alright with it. I made that cardboard cutout of London Norris all by myself, just pointing that out. I put my work in. I think it was the first season of me watching F1. Like, the winter break of the 2022 season going into the 2023 season, that winter break, I made my London Norris cardboard cutout on a weekend that my mom and my dad weren't home, because obviously it's a lot of print work and a lot of ink. It's a lot. And yeah, I made that while watching the new release season of Drive to Survive. Talking about Drive to Survive, where the fuck is my new season? Where the fuck is season 7? Apparently it will only be released on the 13th of March, which I don't know if you realize, but that's the same week as the season is starting again. Normally I watch it in the winter break to just, spend my days still watching Formula 1. But now I can't, because, I mean, I technically can, because I can rewatch an old season, but I don't want to. I don't want to watch an old season. Definitely not because Danica Patrick isn't there. And I don't really like her that much. Yeah. Anyway, also something that I've been asking myself, where the fuck are the new driver profile pictures? Because I have a Formula 1 journal over here. I'll show it. It's super cute. I'll put stickers on it. I have, what did I put on? I have a steering wheel on it, which is super cute. I have its lights out and away we go with then the 5 illuminated lights. I have a box with then the tires in the spots of the O, and then I have McLaren of Lando Norris. And I have that journal, and I normally make a page of every driver, of every team, with the picture of a driver and the flag of a driver. And the first time I did this, I did not use the driver profile pictures, but it felt weird putting a picture of Pierre Gasly in an AlphaTauri suit on the page of Alpine. That just did not sit right with me, and I had that for multiple drivers. So last season I switched over to using the driver profile pictures. But obviously we have so many drivers that switch teams, that are new, that just don't have a suit yet on the picture that is on the profile, and I don't want to print those pictures yet. I mean, I need them because I need to finish my journal, and I really want to finish it before the season starts. But I can't continue making it without the pictures. And normally we have them around this time of the year. Because I remember making my journal last year around this time. But somehow these pictures are not here yet. And I'm just waiting very patiently on those pictures. I really want them. Okay, I really, really, really want them. I need them. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant about F1. Literally, that was a rant. Now, moving on to the feeder series. I don't have anything F2 related because Literally, I went on the F2 profile on Instagram because I haven't seen any post of F2 the last, what is it? Since the winter break, basically. Since the winter break started, I haven't seen any post of F2 on my feed, which is crazy. So I needed to check on the profile itself if they have posted anything, and they did. But basically only birthdays, which Luke Browning, happy birthday, I'm 2 days late. Well, actually, if this episode comes out, 5 days late, but who cares really? Luke is one of my new favorite drivers, so I'm still wishing him happy birthday. But other than the happy birthdays, nothing new on the F2 Instagram profile, nothing new on the F2 website, so I don't have anything F2 related. Moving on then to F1 Academy. We do have F1 Academy news because we have two new signings. Of the 6 that we still needed to complete the grid, so now only 4 people to complete the grid. We have Maya Work, who re-signed with Ferrari. I think she will be driving for Prema again, obviously. And we have Aurelia Nobles, who also re-signed with Puma. I don't actually know who will operate her car, but yeah, that's not very important. Yeah, two re-signs. No, not new drivers. Both second season, which means both last season. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of new drivers again next season because there's so many new drivers. Well, there's so many re-signed drivers this season. Yeah. The F1 Academy grid is always so busy because because of the rule that you only are allowed to do 2 seasons in F1 Academy, like 2 connected, like back to back. That means that we almost all the time have new drivers in the series, and that's fun because obviously girls don't get that much opportunities in the motorsport world. But I mean, there's certain drivers that I would like to see more of, and I'm a bit sad to see them go. But I mean, I know. Yeah. But new signings. Now 4 more to complete the grid. We're talking about F1 teams sponsoring a driver. We only need Aston Martin right now, and I swear to God, if they do not re-sign Tina Hausman, I will go feral because secretly, I have such a crush on Tina. She is. Yeah, no, I don't have an explanation for it. I don't have an explanation for it, but she's so hot. Yeah. Anyway, we talked about Drive to Survive. Did y'all know? Did y'all know that we're also getting a F1 Academy show on Netflix? That's so exciting. And I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know what the title is going to be either. But yeah, we're getting kind of like a Drive to Survive spin-off, but then of the F1 Academy girlies. And I think that will be so much fun. And I hope there will be males that watch it and be like, oh, actually, it might be fun to also watch F1 Academy because, yeah, they need it. They need all the support they can get because my girlies, they do not get that much support. Like, every time, for example, like Spa, Belgium. I'm taking that example because it's my home Grand Prix. Well, actually, Spa is not that good of an example because, no, whatever. Any Grand Prix that has a feeder series accompanying F1, the feeder series are always on track before F1, right? That always. Well, sometimes also after, but it doesn't really matter when they're on track. Usually, the grandstands and all the other places you can watch the race, empty. Completely, well, not completely. There's sometimes a few people that stay behind, and those people are those are the real deal because they have merch, they have flags with driver names on. I like those people. But all the other people that only come to watch F1, how dare they? Literally, how dare they? Because you pay for F1, but you can also watch F2. You can also watch F3. You can also watch F1 Academy. Why are you leaving? Or why are you coming in late? I don't get it. I don't No, literally, I don't get it. And actually, the perfect day usually to go is Saturday, because on Saturday, F2 has a qualifying session. Huh? No, they don't. The sprint race. F1 have qualifying. Sometimes, if it's a sprint weekend, they have qualifying and a sprint race as well. So, usually, you need to look. This is actually so smart. And I thought about going to Spa a few years ago. I think 2 years ago, in 2023, I thought about going to Spa because F1 was racing and it was a sprint weekend in Spa. F2 was racing, obviously Saturday is their sprint day as well. F3 was racing and they also have a race and a qualifying session, I think, on Saturday. And I was just like, that is the perfect day to go because you get so much racing. You get to see so much racing. And F1 Academy, they do not come to Spa, which is kind of sad because I would love to see them at least race in Spa. Yeah, I don't get people leaving for feeder series or not coming in earlier for feeder series, and I get it. Sometimes the times that the feeder series are on track just too early. I get that. Definitely, if you have to go all the way to the circuit, I get that it might be a little bit too early. But if it's behind, like if F1 is on track first and then after that it's a feeder series, why not stay a little bit later? Yeah, man. Just something I will never get. Because if I ever go to a race and I know any feeder series is racing, I will be sat there watching that feeder series and cheering them on. Because who knows, you might be cheering on the next F1 world champion. You never know. You never know. So I don't get why people leave or just not come in earlier. Yeah. That's everything I had. I think. Wait. Yeah, that's everything I had. It's a bit of a chaotic episode, but I hope you still enjoyed it. I think next week, unless something very, very big happens, next week we are going to make my preseason predictions. Normally I make them on my own time and then I read them to you, but I think since I'm now doing video episodes, it could be kind of fun to write them down together so that you could do it with me at the same time. It will be fun, I think. So yeah, I hope you are excited for next week. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe on whatever you do on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Spotify as well. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I've never made this much. I've never done so much self-promo in one episode at the same time. Don't forget to also follow me on TikTok, which on TikTok I'm not called Garage Gossip, I'm called Bitlane Pages because I also post about books because I'm a big reader girly. By the way, that's a good question. Do you want me to talk more about like F1 books? Because I read a lot and I read some F1 books as well. So if you want some recommendations on those, let me know on the comments, in the comments, not on, in the comments. And yeah, I hope you will be back again next week because I certainly will. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you. Whoa, this is weird. Normally I used to say, you'll hear me next week. But now I can also say, you'll see me next week. For the people on Spotify, you will hear me next week. For the people on YouTube, you will see me next week. Bye!